There are two kinds of people in every room you have ever walked into, the ones being moved and the ones doing the moving. Max, be honest with me. Which one are you?
The one moving them, obviously. Come on, Daniel.
Mia?
He asked his boss for permission to take a lunch break yesterday.
That's called respect, Mia.
Max. That's called being a piece on the board.
Okay, that hurt a little.
Good. Hold on to that, because it's the whole reason this book exists. In 1998, Robert Greene published something people have been quietly afraid of ever since. Libraries have debated pulling it. Executives read it and don't admit it. And in American prisons, it became one of the most requested books on the entire cart, until several of them banned it outright.
Daniel, tell them why it got banned. Because it isn't the reason people assume.
It's not violence. There's none in it. It's that the book doesn't preach. It doesn't tell you to be good, or kind, or patient. It just describes how power has actually worked for 3,000 years, underneath the polite surface of things.
Which means it works whether you approve of it or not. That's the uncomfortable part.
So, is this a book about becoming a villain?
It's a book about recognizing one, Max, ideally before he's your manager.
And here's how we're doing it today. All 48 laws, in order. 1 to 48. No skipping around. 7 of them Mia and I will tell you as stories, because those are the ones that stick. Stay to the end and you'll start seeing the machinery underneath ordinary conversations, meetings, family dinners, job interviews.
And then what?
And then you can't unsee it, Max. That's the deal. So where do we start, Mia?
Where every power structure starts, not with your enemies, with the person directly above you.
My boss loves me.
Then you're going to hate law number 1, Max.
France, 1661. Nicolas Fouquet is finance minister to a 22-year-old king, Louis XIV. Fouquet is brilliant, he's wealthy, and Max, this is the part that kills him. He wants the king to know it.
And that's not a crime. That's a resume.
Let's see. He throws a party, not a dinner, a spectacle. Thousands of guests at his private chateau, fireworks over the gardens, a play written for the occasion, gold plates for every single guest.
Gold plates for everyone. Daniel, he's getting promoted. He's getting promoted so fast.
Max,
He's not getting promoted, is he?
he was arrested within 3 weeks. The king had him imprisoned for life. Because Fouquet made one miscalculation. His chateau was more beautiful than the king's.
Fouquet spent the last 20 years of his life in a stone cell. Law 1. Never outshine the master. Make those above you feel comfortably superior, or make sure they never see the receipt.
Fine, so I keep my head down and trust my friends instead.
That's law 2, Max, and it says the opposite. Friends expect to be treated as equals. So when you elevate one, resentment arrives before gratitude does. An old enemy has something to prove. He'll work harder than the friend ever did.
Hire the person who has to earn it, not the one who assumes it. Law 3. Conceal your intentions. If people can read where you're going, they can arrive first, or block the road.
And you don't conceal by lying. You conceal by being boring. Say the obvious thing, let them fill in the rest wrong.
Okay, but I talk when I'm nervous.
Then, Law 4 is going to be your whole year, Max. Say less than necessary. The less you say, the more weight lands on what you do say. Powerful people say one sentence and let the silence do the arguing.
Louis XIV's favorite reply to almost anything? I shall see about it. 4 words. Nobody ever knew where they stood.
Law 5. Reputation is the one asset you can't buy back. It walks into the room before you and keeps talking after you leave.
Defend it like property. And when you need to damage someone else's, you don't attack it. You let a question do the work.
Law 6 is where a lot of brilliant people lose. And I want to give it a name. Mia.
Nikola Tesla. Tesla invented the system that lights the room you're sitting in, alternating current. He also spoke 8 languages and could hold an entire machine in his head before building it.
So he's the most famous inventor in history.
He died broke in a New York hotel room, Max, feeding pigeons.
What?
Meanwhile, Edison, who was a worse scientist and knew it, held press events. He electrocuted animals in public to make Tesla's current look dangerous. He put his name on other people's work. He understood something Tesla refused to. Being right is invisible. Being seen is not.
Law 6. Court attention at all costs. Everything else in this book assumes people know you exist.
Which walks straight into Law 7. And Edison again. Use other people's skill, speed, and effort, and make sure your name is the one on the outside of it.
That's just stealing with better branding.
Greene isn't asking you to like it, Max. He's telling you it's happening in your company right now.
Law 8. Make them come to you. When you chase, you move on their terms and they set the price. Bait them into approaching, and the whole negotiation flips before a word is spoken.
But if I'm right, I should be able to prove I'm right.
And that's Law 9, Max. You can win the argument and still lose the person. Any point scored by making someone feel stupid gets paid back later, with interest. Demonstrate instead. Let the result argue.
Law 10 is the coldest one in the book, and I'll say it plainly. Misery is contagious. Some people don't just have bad luck, they generate it, and they pull whoever stands nearest into it.
Greene isn't telling you to be cruel. He's telling you to notice how often chaos follows the same person into every room. Law 11. Job security isn't being liked, it's being needed. The moment your knowledge is fully documented and evenly shared, you become optional.
So I should hide how things work?
You should be the reason they work, Max. There's a difference. Barely.
Law 12 needs a story, and it's the oldest one we've got. 10 years the Greeks besieged Troy. 10 years of nothing. Then one morning the Trojans wake up and the beach is empty. The ships are gone, and on the sand there's a single wooden horse, an offering, they're told, a gift to the gods, an admission of defeat.
Do not take the horse, do not take the horse.
They took the horse, Max. They pulled it through their own gates. They'd defended that wall for a decade, and they opened it themselves in one afternoon because it arrived as a gift.
By morning, Troy had fallen, not to 10 years of force, to one act of apparent generosity. That's Law 12. A single sincere gesture covers a dozen calculated ones. Nothing lowers a guard like a gift. Law 13 is the one that changes how you ask for things forever. When you need help, don't tell people what you need. Tell them what they get.
Nobody moves for your gratitude, Max. They move for their own self-interest. Not to mercy, not to friendship, not to the favor you did them in 2019.
This one sounds illegal.
It's happening at your coffee machine, Max. Law 14. People give away everything in casual conversation. What they fear, who they resent, what they're planning. You don't have to extract it. You just have to be pleasant and pay attention.
Law 15 is the one people quote to prove the book is evil. Daniel, tell them what Rome did.
Rome and Carthage fought 3 wars. Rome won the first. It let Carthage live. 50 years later, Carthage was back, richer, and led by Hannibal, who marched elephants over the Alps and nearly ended Rome entirely.
So Rome won again and let them off again.
Not the third time. The third time, Rome besieged the city for 3 years, burned it for 17 days, and when the fire went out, they went through the ruins to make sure nothing could ever be rebuilt.
Carthage never appeared in history again. That's the law. A wounded enemy is a patient enemy. Half a victory buys you a longer war.
That is genuinely horrifying.
It is. And Greene's point isn't do this, it's recognize when it's being done to you.
Law 16. What's always available stops being valued. Step back, and people notice the shape of the space you left.
So if I stop replying to messages instantly,
You'd stop being the person who replies at 3 in the morning. Yes, that's not a personality, Max. That's availability.
Law 17. Predictable people are easy to plan around. A little uncertainty in your pattern, and everyone else has to stay alert, which means they're reacting to you.
Law 18, and it's the counterweight. Isolation feels like safety and works like blindness. Behind your walls, you stop hearing what's coming.
Every piece of information that matters travels through people. Cut off the people. Cut off the information. Law 19. Not everyone reacts the same way to being crossed. Some forget by Friday. Some spend 4 years on it.
Offend the wrong person once, and you'll pay for it in ways you never trace back. Know who you're dealing with before you poke.
don't commit to anyone. That's lonely.
It's Law 20, Max, and it's about factions, not friendships. The moment you belong to one side, you inherit all its enemies. Stay independent, and both sides court you.
Law 21. Nobody defends themselves against someone they've decided is harmless. Let them feel clever. People reveal everything to an audience they don't respect.
Law 22. When you're outmatched, surrender. Genuinely, visibly, early. You keep your strength, you buy time, and you take away the satisfaction of beating you.
Giving up is a strategy now.
Giving up is permanent, Max. Surrender is a pause you chose.
Law 23. Spread thin across 10 things. You're mediocre at all of them. Sunlight is harmless until a lens gathers it, then it sets wood on fire.
Law 24. Every workplace is a court. There are rules nobody writes down. Who gets flattered, who gets deferred to, which jokes are allowed. Learn them or keep losing to people less capable than you.
Law 25. Don't accept the role you were handed at 19. Decide who you are and make other people meet that version.
Law 26. Powerful people are never near the mess. Someone else delivers the bad news, someone else does the cutting.
And who ends up holding it?
Whoever volunteered, Max, usually the most helpful person in the room. Law 27 is the most dangerous one in the book, and there's a name attached to it.
Charles Manson didn't have money or an army or anything you'd call a plan. What he had was a group of drifting young people who wanted something to belong to, and he handed them certainty.
And once belief takes over, reasoning doesn't come back. They stopped asking whether he was right. He'd replaced the reasoning entirely.
Greene says a following needs three things: something vague to believe in, a visible enemy, and rituals that make people feel they belong.
That's a cult.
That's also every brand you love, Max. Same machinery, different intentions.
Law 28. Hesitation is visible, and it invites resistance. Commit fully. Boldness makes people assume you know something they don't.
Law 29. Most people plan to the win and stop, but the ending is where everything is decided. Plan to the last move, not the good part.
Law 30. Show the struggle, and it looks ordinary. Hide it, and it looks like a gift.
So all those late nights I posted about,
Made it look hard, Max. Not impressive. Hard.
Law 31, and it's the quietest form of control there is. Don't tell people what to do. Give them 3 choices you're happy with.
They walk away feeling free. They chose from your list. Law 32. The truth is unglamorous, so nobody buys it. Sell the fantasy. Instant, easy, transformative. And people will fund it forever.
Law 33. Everyone has one pressure point: insecurity, a need for approval, an old resentment. Find it, and a small amount of force moves a large person.
Law 34. People take you at the price you put on yourself. Behave like you belong in the room and the room adjusts.
Law 35. The right move at the wrong moment is the wrong move. Waiting isn't passive, it's the hardest active skill there is.
Law 36. Chasing what's out of reach announces that it has power over you. Ignoring it is the only response nobody can counter.
Law 37. Arguments are forgotten, images aren't. One striking visual outlives an hour of explanation.
so I have to pretend to be normal.
Law 38 says, you have to look ordinary while you're doing something unusual, Max. Announce how different you are, and people organize against you before you've started.
Law 39. Anger makes people predictable. Stay calm while the other person loses composure, and you'll see exactly what they want.
Law 40. What arrives free arrives with an obligation attached, one you didn't get to negotiate. Pay full price and stay free.
Law 41. Follow someone beloved and you'll be compared forever. Don't inherit the seat. Change what the seat is for.
Law 42 and Mia. This one has my favorite ending in the whole book.
Al Capone ran Chicago. Hundreds of men, judges on the payroll, police who looked the other way. The federal government tried to arrest everyone, and every man they took off the street was replaced in a week.
So they went after Capone himself.
They went after one line in his accounting: Max, not murder, not smuggling, tax evasion.
Capone went to prison and the whole organization came apart within a few years. Remove the center and the structure stops holding. Strike the shepherd and the sheep scatter.
Am I the shepherd?
Max, you're one of the sheep who thinks he's the shepherd.
Law 43. Force gets compliance and resentment in the same package. Persuade people to want it, and you never have to enforce anything.
Law 44. Reflect people back at themselves, their words, their pace, their logic, and they'll either feel deeply understood or completely unnerved. Both are useful.
Law 45. People accept new things. They just can't accept many new things at the same time. Change too much at once, and they'll defend a system they didn't even like.
Law 46. Flawlessness invites people to go looking for the crack. Show a real one yourself, and the search stops.
Law 47. Almost every collapse in this book happens after the win. You take one more thing, and that's the one that gets remembered.
And the last one is the one that dissolves the other 47.
Bruce Lee trained in a traditional system with fixed forms and fixed answers. Then he abandoned it because he decided that any fixed shape can be studied, and anything that can be studied can be beaten.
His line was, "Be water. Water poured into a cup becomes the cup. It has no shape of its own, so there's nothing to break."
And it isn't weakness. Frozen water breaks stone. Given time, it carves canyons. Law 48. Assume formlessness. Commit to no single strategy, and stay impossible to plan against.
Okay, real question. Do I have to use any of this?
No, and most people won't, but you now have the vocabulary for something that was already happening around you.
That's the actual gift, Max. Not becoming ruthless. Recognizing it early. In the meeting, in the family dinner, in the offer that sounds too generous.
So, the book isn't a moral system?
It never claimed to be. It's a description of a game people have been playing perfectly well without telling you the rules.
And the strangest thing about finishing it is realizing how long you were playing.
All 48 in order. If this one earned it, subscribe. We do a book like this every week. That's the chapter.